With this project, rather than starting with the homepage, like we were used to last week, because pretty much everything revolved around that homepage, we're instead going to start ourselves with Hong Kong. The way that we're going to structure each of these locations is going to be as a post. And these posts are going to have lots of components and lots of different custom bits of data. Now, the first part that we have on Hong Kong that we can't actually see here is our hero. So we'll start with this component. So we talked about it a little bit in our last video. How's it going to be structured? Well, it's going to be made up of an image, so a hero image, a date for when that location was traveled to, a subheading, and a title. So the title we can use as the actual post title, but everything else we're going to add as custom fields to this post. So what we'll do to start off with is to look at our site. We're currently on the default 2017 theme, so let's go to Appearance, Themes, and activate Nomad Sun. So if we go back now, we get our default unstyled page, and that's okay. We'll be styling this up very, very quickly. This is what we want. We want this blank starting slate. So we're not taking an existing theme and trying to bend it to our needs. Instead, we're building things the way that we want to. So we can now actually delete all these other themes. Let's just get the stuff that we don't need out of the way. So if you go to Nomad Sun, WP Content, Themes, I want to be left with just Nomad Sun in here. That's what we're going to be working with. So if you refresh, the dashboard cleans up a bit and we're left with just the one default theme. So we're going to add in Hong Kong, and by that we'll go to Posts, Add New, and we'll make Hong Kong, and we're just going to publish it. When it's published, we'll go to View, and we can see it here. So currently we've got a title, the date it was posted on, what category it's posted in, similar posts, it's got the comments, and then also the sidebar. So let's get rid of a lot of this stuff. So we'll take our Nomad Sun theme, open it up in the editor. Similar to what we were used to with our first project, this underscores theme that follows the same structure. What file gets used when we're looking at an individual post like this? It is the single.php. So if you look at the top, the template for displaying all single posts. Now, if you ever get confused about what template file does what, you can just go through them and it has a description at the top. Or you can also go to the WordPress documentation and search for the WordPress template hierarchy, which we talked about a little bit last week. And it goes into detail about what files get used when you're looking at certain areas or URLs on your WordPress site. So let's go through and cut out some of the stuff that we don't need here. In our single.php, we can delete this post navigation. We can delete these comments. We can delete the sidebar. And for the moment, we're going to comment out the footer. We're not going to use that just yet. Then what we have is our content itself being put out into this content.php. And that's got a lot of stuff going on in there. So for the moment, I'm going to actually comment that out. Actually, we'll comment back in and we'll make some edits in here. So what edits are we going to make? Well, with our header, we're going to delete all of the stuff that we have in there. This post thumbnail, we're going to delete. Our entry content, we're going to delete all of the content in there. And this entry footer, we're going to just comment that out as well. So really trimming the fat on this theme file here. What are we going to do next? So we currently don't have anything in here, but what we want to achieve is this. So with this, we are going to have an element that is going to take up the full width and height of the page. On that element, we're going to have our background image, going to have our title, a subheading, and a date. But currently, all we have is the ability to add content and a title and a featured image and some tags. So we need to be going in there and adding some custom fields to support that data. So that's what we'll do in our next video. We'll add in our custom fields and get those displaying on our page. And then there's a step 2 to that. We will style it up and start seeing some visual progress on our page.